I'll just say on a personal note, there's a quote from you that really resonated me, and maybe we'll go there first. And I think you wrote one time, I will not be controlled by a chemical, or at least maybe that was a thesis of a lot of what you were writing. And I'll be honest, doctor, that was probably the story of my life for the past 30 years, is that I was controlled by various chemicals. Started off with alcohol, and then when I went to New York City, I moved on to drugs like heroin. I had a nice overdose that woke me up in '01. I was smoking Lucky Strikes back in the day. And like my successes later in life were slowly getting off each one of those substances, because each one would whittle away my self-esteem every single day that I knew I had to grab it, whether it was consciously or subconsciously. And honestly, those are some of the greatest successes of my life, more than my family, more than everything I created here, was the fact that I will not be controlled by a chemical. And I was just wondering if you could just talk a little bit about that, because like you said, these days, it feels like we're being offered more and more chemicals. And it seems to be kind of going the other way. And I'm just curious for your thoughts on that.
Well, we're being thrilled to death. And there's a very interesting part of the brain called the nucleus accumbens. It's where dopamine works. If you like push on it a little bit, you feel happy. And our society is pushing on it so much that it's actually wearing it out. And so if you think of heroin or cocaine or alcohol or marijuana, they all release dopamine that gives you that sort of sense of euphoria or high, or, it's a drive to do it again. Gadgets do it. Pornography does it. Gossiping does it. Schadenfreude, what's the name? It's like being happy about the failures of others is another thing that we see all the time. You're in England, the Daily Mail is famous for it. Yeah. Let's get a headline that just diminishes someone. And they've covered my work actually fairly, so I don't want to pick on them too much. But we're taking our pleasure centers and we just keep dumping dopamine, and it hooks you. And I don't want to be controlled by a substance, and I don't want to be controlled by a news organization. I don't want to be controlled by Apple or Facebook, for goodness sakes. But you have to be very intentional, because if you constantly dump dopamine, you're going to be sad. You're going to be unmotivated. You won't be able to focus. It's one of the reasons the spike in ADD or attention deficit disorder has occurred. It's a dopamine deficit disorder. I've been blessed to treat a number of very well-known people. It's public knowledge that I've treated Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus, and fame completely wears out the pleasure centers in the brain. I mean, fame is potentially lethal.
Why is that? Why is fame?
Because when you become famous, everybody recognizes you, and like that's so exciting. It's so exciting, but there's this thing called hedonic adaptation that, once, you get pleasure from somebody recognizing you, you then need more and more of it to have the same response, just like with your drug abuse, right? The first time you did cocaine, you're like, whoa, I like that. And the second time was good, but not as good as the first time. And by the 20th time, you're not using for the euphoria, you're using to treat the subsequent depression from the depletion of dopamine. And so if you think of fame and, and I love both of them so much, but you wear out the pleasure centers, pretty soon you're using a cocktail of drugs just to try to feel okay. And, they almost killed those children. Early fame is particularly bad because your brain really isn't done
Right.
developing until you're about 25 or 26. And so having early fame at 14, 15, potentially devastating for brain function.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.